What's up? I'm Eco Builder. I'm inside my space in downtown Georgetown, where I have interest of doing philanthropic things for my community. I've always been a blessed individual, and I'm just trying to do what's right. So I got on board with this crypto called Hex crypto, and it was created by a guy named Richard Hart. You can find his website, richardhart.com. He's doing more inside the crypto space, but he created this smart contract that allows you to participate with a time deposit. So the earlier you get in to grab some of this value and stake it out for a time period that you stay honest to without any penalties, staying honest to that allows you to have more in the end. So it's a wonderful way of decentralizing our banking system. I don't know where it is that I find you in the world and rules of banking, but I'm here to assimilate with everyone. So please bring your questions to me. Let me know what it is that you have on your mind. I set up this meetup group. Lately it's been called Crypto Dividends, and I'm advertising it to the people in the Austin area. And here at the end of the hour, there's another group that formulates, and typically they have 8 participants at the least. Lately, it's the Austin Bitcoiners meetup, and this one, like I say, I call it lately Crypto Dividends. And it's because, like, whenever you're involved in a good crypto, then there will be other cryptos that want to share in that success, and so they'll create supplemental cryptos or supplemental features, tools maybe. So we have experienced this in Hex Crypto. So a lot of us people who came to Hex Crypto 3 years ago and started staking it, now we have options to play with dividends. So I'm going to open up my chat. The reason why this one's called Fast Lessons is because I've done a lot of actualizing what it is that we're going through lately in crypto, how it relates to the big world. And because I've seen these plays take place, then I don't have to imagine them anymore. They are staples in our environment. So there have been some issues with the US dollar lately, and some countries are going to stop using the US dollar. And recently I saw on Twitter the president of Kenya said, don't hold US dollars, otherwise you will lose quite a bit of value going forward. You have been warned. That's pretty interesting. So I'm looking for a comment to generate some content. I'm not going to stay on here too long. I plan on visiting some libertarians here in a little bit. There's a libertarian dinner meetup. I stay in touch with all sorts of freedom-minded people in my area. They're out there, they just don't realize that that they need to organize and get together, because otherwise, some people with some bad ideas are going to organize. But hopefully we won't have to worry about that, because hopefully our decentralized communication makes it to where people can receive information from anywhere and quickly, so they won't be fooled. I see the flags are at half staff. I can only imagine the shooting that occurred. Where do these people, do they all check the same website? If you have a flagpole, are you, do you then like subscribe to a certain newsletter that's like, hey, we're lowering the flags today? Because everybody's on point with their flags. So what are we learning in crypto lately? Well, in Hex crypto, we actually have quite a bit to talk about. And a lot of folks have left in the bear market and then come back in order to enjoy what they're looking forward to going forward. And the issue with that is they're messed up in the head. They're here for the wrong reasons. Wrong reasons being they just want to extract value. And they don't quite understand the principles behind what it is that these people are creating, these products. And so if it is that you're a shithead and you're all of a sudden a wealthy shithead, where do you think things go? You're not all of a sudden not a shithead. You're still a shithead. You're just going to confuse a lot of people, make them think that your way is the right way to success, as it is that you slowly dwindle your riches. I've seen tons of examples of this. I'm experiencing something right now where I don't want to be a shithead. It's not that I used to be a shithead. It's that I choose not to be a shithead. And so I'm looking for good things that are solid to do. And it's hard. It's hard to keep your trajectory, because literally you've been building for so long, and now you see a point where you could stop and just chillax, but you wouldn't be happy if you relaxed. You would just catch your breath. So that's where I'm at, is I'm reminding myself how hard and how hard I've worked and how diligent I have been in my life in order to have freedom. And now I have the freedom. So everything I have to do, the new turn the corner. Everything that I've prepared for, I can now initiate slowly. And that's kind of scary to be at that point. And a lot of these hexagons and people who have been on board with the pulse chain, a lot of these people are going to experience this similar thing within the next 3 years. They're going to experience the same thing, where either they succeed or they fall. And it's all based on things outside of their assets. Instead, it's based on their personality, based on their discipline. And so I think it's really funny that Hex is the name that it is, because in a way, maybe the initial way that Hex came out was ticker symbol HEX, really simple. But it was a hex on Bitcoin. It was meant to surpass Bitcoin. But what I'm starting to realize is that if Hex performs so well, if it continues to perform as well as it has already, which I'm pretty damn sure that it's going to, then it's going to be a hex on all the lives that can't handle themselves. It's going to go poof and make these lives just disassemble. It's going to put people in places where they may not be able to survive anymore because they hexed themselves. So with great opportunity, or with great resources, comes the opportunity to do either positive or negative. And that's what I'm starting to realize is another level of Hex. If you're suddenly wealthy, you need to make sure that you keep a cap on that portion of your life until you build the rest of your life. If it is that, that wealth came out of nowhere. But if you've been preparing forever and you know what to do, then good on you. So right now, the testnet is going on with Pulse Chain testnet. It's version 3. The guy that I mentioned earlier, Richard Hart, who's conducting all of this, he's told everybody to get ready. We've waited at least a year and a half for him to tell us that it could be live at any point and to get ready, and that it's going to be a hard fork. So we're going to get mirrored copies of everything that's on Ethereum over into this new blockchain ecosystem called Pulse Chain. So I don't advise you acquire a bunch of USDC on Ethereum and try to get one for one transferred over to the Pulse Chain and get a duplicate. And instead, I advise you to get you some Hex, and either it being liquid or it being staked, it could then be mirrored over to the Pulse Chain, and you would have it over there on Pulse Chain. And then in the first hours of Pulse Chain being set up, then you would have some values to trade, because not yet will there be a bridge out to other blockchains for trading. So we'll be sitting there alone inside of Pulse Chain, trading values back and forth and arriving at ratios that the free market will decide, along with some fixer bots. So the reason why I'm doing all this, why do I have a live stream right now? It's because that way's Austin from where I'm standing. that way, down south, 20 miles. There was this fad called NFTs, and NFTs have their place, but people were speculating like crazy over this technology, and it ended up being more of a social thing, in my opinion, than a technology thing. And it probably should have never had a value on the blockchain besides the gas that it took to send and divvy these things out, because everybody would just like make this digitized art and they would send it out to whomever would receive it, whoever they could pass it on to. There was all sorts of speculation on that stuff, and I raised my hand and I said, hey, you guys are speculating like crazy. I would go into maybe a meetup group or something, and they would control the mics, and they'd have like so many people who were so eager and fucking greedy, excuse me for saying that. Greed is the word for the last 2 weeks. Greed Depot is something that I've called one of the chat rooms this last week. They would control the mics inside of these chat rooms, and they would hype up this product, and then they would say like, oh, well, hearing all this information is free, but the next one is going to cost you like $10 per person. You know what happens whenever people teach crypto and they charge? They're trying to funnel you into a certain position. If they generally talk about crypto and it's their trading group that they're trying to sell you, then they're trying to work it in their favor. They're going to go and buy a coin, and then they're going to introduce that coin to you, and you're going to buy it up. All 50 of you, 100 of you are going to buy it up. Price goes up, and all of you are thinking like, wow, this guy was really right about this. Instead, it's your purchasing power that's boosted this thing up. And then that person who told you to buy it is going to sell it, and they're going to sell it at a large profit. And then you're going to be left to wonder whether you sell it also. And you probably didn't even know that person had sold it. So later on, whenever that person's sitting there bragging about their accomplishments, here on the list is the coin that you bought and held because you didn't get the notification to sell it. And so they are able to say that, oh, I made 500% on this coin. Look at me. Don't you want to be like me and make a lot of money on coins? But really, it's all this degen trading shit. They tricked you. The best thing that you can do is acquire digital assets that have a utility, that have a purpose. And whenever it is that you go into these trading groups, these coins that they get you to buy, they don't have any purpose. The only reason why they have a value is because of speculation. And a lot of us Hexicans, because we got into the right coin at the right time, we know, and the right time is all the time, because we know this product. It's been running for 3.5 years flawlessly, gives returns. Its setup is wonderful. It's a perfect system. And dare I say perfect. It's the best system that we have seen come about. And we're open to analyzing other systems, other coins, but all of them just pale in comparison. And so we Hexicans have gotten very good at evaluating coins because, like I say, we've sat here and seen so many coins come about. So there was pre-Hex bull market where we saw a bunch of speculation, and a lot of those coins, if not all of those coins, faltered. And then we had the launch of Hex, and then we had a bear market with Hex. And with that bear market, there's a lot of people who bring a bunch of crap coins into fruition and try to muddy the waters. And I can think of 3 of them that were introduced to our community. They had pretty good, but not great product market fit, let's say. There was a little bit faltered here and there, but just that little bit can make it to where the whole thing can crumble, the whole thing can be destroyed, the whole thing can be stolen and taken away. Its value. The whole thing can be rugged. So we Hexicans, we've gotten good at evaluating products. And some people who claim that they're Hexicans actually aren't good at evaluating products, but some of us have gotten really good at it. And so we've been enlightened by our participation within the Hex community. I hope you can see the chairs, the mural, the ceiling, beautiful ceiling. This is a space that I inherited because of my family, but everything within the space is paid for because of my crypto gains. I am an example, and you may use me as stairs in order to enlighten yourself. Cryptocurrency is not meant for us to use it like a centralized bank account. Like you going to the bank and asking them how much is in your account is not what crypto is about. What crypto is about is for each individual to privately hold their assets, and they're able to make transactions without asking a third party if that's okay. So if you wanted to spend, let's say $8,000, and you were sending that straight out of your bank account, your bank account might say, we need 7 days to process this. So you can't do it immediately. You might be better off with using a credit card. If in crypto, if anybody wanted to send money, they could do it within seconds, minutes, or hours, very quickly. And I say that because the blockchains, they work at different speeds. So like, let's say maybe it would take you 45 minutes to send some Bitcoin. Maybe it would take you a minute to send some Ethereum. So there's an example. So I'm looking for a comment in order to direct this talk. But I had one new subscriber in the meetup group this last week, Crypto Dividends meetup group. And what I was just talking about earlier is that initially analyzing Hex, the name Hex, and how people perceive the name Hex. Initially, I saw it as Hex is nice and simple, and we're hexing Bitcoin. We're surpassing Bitcoin, a better product than Bitcoin. But now I'm starting to analyze it as like, my goodness, if this thing works out as well as it does, it's going to destroy some people's malicious lives. It's very interesting. Like, one of the most simple ways of looking at this would be like, some guy buys a fast car and he just loves flooring it. And then he kills himself in that car because he loves speed. And he knew that he shouldn't be going so fast, but it's just the giddy up inside of him that causes that to happen. You didn't build your life appropriately, and now there's so much fuel, and you just self-destruct. So whenever I'm in Twitter Spaces and I'm talking to people, and they've been waiting so long and limiting their mind to just thinking about riches in the future, like the way that some of these people ramble, I'm worried about them. But anyway, I have my own worries. I have my own life. I have my own stuff to think of, to develop. So speaking on that, if you're inside the Hex community, or if you're a newbie, let's see, down here is my name, Eco Builder, on Twitter. And then you could also just comment on this video after it's live. And what I want you to comment is, oh wait, you shouldn't, well, comment to get in touch with me, but what I'm proposing is that I've got a bunch of marketing tools for the Hex community. And this makes it to where, like, you don't have to come up with the marketing tools. I've already got them. So magnets, certificates, cards, like business card size cards, handwritten letters. I might have some stickers on hand, but most likely I won't. I have yet to order any stickers myself. Sometimes people send me stickers, and then so I'll just distribute them. And then actually somebody contacted me 2 weeks ago and said, like, hey, can I get some stickers? And this person I'm not going to say no to, and I happen to have a handful of stickers on me. So instead of distributing them just a little bit here and there, I sent this guy all of my stickers. And the reason why is because that person was going to put them on all the ski lift poles as they go up the mountain. They're in their ski mountain community as the spring breakers hit, because it is spring now. So yeah, get me an address that you're cool with, whether it's a P.O. box, a business address, residential address, your mom's address. I don't care. 115 Hexicans have already gotten me an address. And I've already sent out one round of marketing tools to all of them, and I'm gonna go back and send out another round because I'm about to update all of the marketing stuff. So new magnets, new QRs on the cards, and maybe I'll figure out some new ways of doing some things. Lately, with this same idea, what's up, Wild SJ? Hey, SJ. It was surprising to me whenever I got here to this computer just now. It was logged into your StreamYard, so I logged out, of course, and went back in under mine. I like it how StreamYard does it. They ask you for your email address, and then they send you a text message with 6 digits asking you to put it into the computer. How easy is that? Yeah, I guess what happened the last time that we did the guild live stream here, I must have went a different route. And that was why it never showed up. I thought Daraj did something different, but instead I didn't realize that it was under your name at that time. That's what happened. All right. So SJ, I am talking about the Hex. Easy as pie. Driving through New Mexico. Sweet. On your way out of New Mexico or your way into New Mexico? So I'm talking about 2 things and about to be a 3rd thing. And then I'm going to split for dinner. But as far as sending out these Hex marketing tools to everybody, let's see. SJ says she just got past El Paso. I think she's got a destination for the night in New Mexico. Okay, so sending out these marketing tools, I've gotten with some guys in the postcards group, and I've gotten some of the Celsius addresses. And what I mean by Celsius addresses is the folks who were exposed during the lawsuit. We have some addresses. So I've been sending out neighborly letters with Richard Hart and Hex.com magnets. And let's see if that makes a splash. There for a while, I was sending out to the top 100 Celsius because that was the plan from the beginning. But lately, whenever it is that I have some free time, then I'll kind of like go through the Celsius addresses because it's the top 1,400 that I have their addresses. So I'll pinpoint people within Texas and sometimes Florida. But I'm wondering if I can sort of kickstart something or rock their framework a little bit. And maybe these Celsius people, they just want to buy and hold, so what? Hey, Jones, welcome to my pad. This is where I throw parties, Hex get-togethers. Downtown Georgetown, Texas. What up, Pulseformer? Pulseformer, I've been thinking about sending you just one big box of thousands of cards. I need to make sure that I keep you loaded so that you can continue to distribute. And thanks for what you do. I was just talking about targeting Celsius addresses. So that's been fun. And I don't really know how to get feedback on that. Yeah, Pulseformer. I'm EcoBuilder. And this is Hex Futures YouTube channel that I've been doing since the launch of Hex. Yeah, I'm gonna send you like thousands, Pulseformer. I just haven't pulled that trigger yet. It's still on my to-do list. The folded. This is a sketch pad for a retired guy. Pulseformer says it's weird that he has never seen my channel until now, considering he's consuming Hex content regularly. See, what happens to people like me is we get shadow banned in some way. So the shit that I do on Twitter, the shit that I do on YouTube, typically is never seen. So please, everybody who is right there at their computer, go subscribe to another channel that I created recently. It's called Just the Tip Hex News. Just the Tip Hex News. And for the last 3 weeks, so this will be the 4th week, going strong. We're gonna have guest speakers, and it's live in a Twitter space, and then I go through StreamYard in order to record it. And so this evening, in 4 hours, it's bumped back so late in the evening so that all the participants have an opportunity to chime in, and then if they need to leave the stage and go to sleep, so be it. Right now it's people in the United States, but really I loved Bobby H's Hex News, and I wish that it had come out more often. And so it just wasn't consistent, and it seemed like there were little complications within the people who were making that happen. So I've reached out to quite a few Hex people that I think are great speakers and great Hexicans. And 4 of them have stepped forward. And so what I've been doing is hosting a Twitter space and then recording it on YouTube. And then that's what you're able to see there on YouTube. So that's going to go on later on this evening. And like I say, this is the 4th Tuesday in a row that we've been able to do this. And the idea is whatever is on the top of these guys' minds, guys and gals, whatever's just right there on the top of their head for the beginning of the week or the whole week or the portion of the month, I don't care. I want them to have at least a 3-minute segment where uninterrupted they can just speak as much as they want about whatever's on the top of their head. And also the idea is that each one of them is different. So different subject, different person. So they're not meant to have rhetoric back and forth. They're not meant to speak on the same topic at all. I want their personalities, their characters to come out. guess that's it. The mailings, what I see in Hex lately is that if you don't have your life together before you have wealth, then you will hex your life. And so it's another meaning of the same word. So the mailings, the hex, and the Just a Tip news. And then whoever it is that is joining for the first time in the Austin area, know that I'm just north of you, and I'm willing to walk you through all the ins and outs of the Hex token, which is on Ethereum right now, and how the blockchain of Ethereum works. Got a bug flying around. So here's something interesting. Just last week, whenever SJ was visiting me, I got this note on the door right out in front here, and it was a guy that's local to me. Somehow he heard that I was the guy to go to if you had crypto questions. And so the guy, he says that he does documentary films. And SJ was in the car whenever we were headed somewhere, like coffee shop or something, and I called the guy back and I put him on speaker phone, so SJ was able to hear it. And this guy was explaining the story where he's a documentary filmmaker and he wants more funding in it, so he allowed somebody to appeal to his greed. No offense, to appeal to his greed. And that person said, hey, I could make you $20,000 out of $1,000. What's wrong with this equation? Why would this person be offering it up to you if they can just continue to do it themselves with their own money? That's what's wrong with this situation. So this person says that they can 20-fold your money within, whatever time period. I have no idea what they said to him. Like $1,000 a day, 30 days, 20 days, or are we talking about several months? So let's say that in their lie, they told him 3 months, 4 months, we can 20x your money. We just need you to give us this money. We don't even need you to buy crypto with it. We're going to buy crypto. So the guy transfers the money over to a European bank, and then he's given a username so that he can go look up on a fake display, a fake interface that says that his $1,000 is gaining in price. Well, the next time he checks it, that $1,000 grew to $63,000 supposedly. And the guy thinks wow, this is wonderful. I want to grab that money out. But the people he's communicating with say that in order to grab that money out, you're going to have to make a deposit to lubricate these funds or something. You're going to have to replace some of the money with new money. Doesn't make sense at all. So he did that. So I think what happened was, forgive me if you're this person. I'm not saying your name, and I'm trying not to say exact values. But let's say initially he did the 1,000, and then they're asking $4,000 from him to extract $63,000 out. Doesn't make any sense. Don't fall to this. this scam, this prey, this appeal to greed, this greed depot. Don't allow it to appeal to you. So he starts looking around. Okay. So now he's down $5,000, let's say, because he did participate in trying to retrieve that money. So he's down $5,000, and he's still looking at that $63,000 as if it's his, which is just digits on the screen in some sort of a fake user face. So now he's told by the source, the communicator, that he needs to deposit $8,000 in order to do just this little tiny thing that they didn't really foresee. So if he participates any further, he's going to be down $13,000 while he still has his eye on that $63,000 that was promised to him. Only one Juanito. What is up? Hey man, if you ever come to middle of Texas, stop by Georgetown, Texas. This is where I'm at. This is my space. SJ's on her way out of Texas through New Mexico over to LA. So this guy gives me a call. The guy who's currently down $5,000, and he's like, hey, I don't know much about this Bitcoin stuff, but I was intrigued to make money for my project, and because he's the documentary maker. But somebody told me that you were the guy to ask about crypto. And so I told him, you're absolutely being scammed. And he had this assumption already, so it wasn't a hard pill to swallow. He had already understood that he had been taken for a ride. And so for him to evaluate, like, you know, if if he goes out $5,000, which he was already down, and then he went out another $8,000, that would make it, what, $13,000? And all he wanted in the first place was $20,000. So, wow, the way that greed works. And I understand. I totally understand. I've seen some pretty silly situations. The worst one is whenever you're on Craigslist and you're offering a service, and somebody, and it's like a good service, you know, like teaching somebody, and this person approaches you and says like, hey, I want you to estimate like this huge bill. Like, I want to buy so much from you, so much of your time. I want you to teach my kid like every day of the week for the next month. And so it's supposed to be this huge bill. And then they say, okay, now send me that bill. All right. So you think that you're talking to a real person, you're establishing a sale, and that person claims to have sent you, it's in the mail right now, a check that's accidentally more expensive than what it is, like $2,000 more expensive than what it is that the bill that you offered. And what they really need you to do is settle the difference and send it in a cashier's check, which a cashier's check is like real money. Immediately it can be cashed and activated. Boom. Like there is no canceling a cashier's check. It's already cash once it's been created. So I've seen this happen. Young people, they want to get started, they offer this service, they participate in the scam or whatever, and then they're out. Hopefully they have good parents that are able to teach them or friends that are able to teach them, or a local environment that they can fall back on because they just lost a lot of value. And it only works on people who don't have too much exercise in business. All right. I don't think this has been very interesting, but I hope you've enjoyed yourself. So, all you people who have interest in getting into crypto and you're in Central Texas or Texas in general, come to Georgetown, Texas. Come talk to me. I'm EcoBuilder. And if it is that you have any sort of newbies in your vicinity and you have their address, just anonymously go onto Twitter, send me a message, give me that address, and I will anonymously send them some Hex stuff as if it came from the angels. And I don't really know how much I need to explain about Hex. I mean, earlier I explained that it's a contract. It allows you to earn interest on it. So it is a smart contract where you're able to grab tokens, and it recognizes these tokens. So you submit those tokens for a time period, and whether you stay honest or have to cancel, you'll cancel, you'll face penalties. Stay honest, you'll earn interest. And so we say that's a yield, right? So this is your yield in crypto. And the price fluctuates all throughout crypto over time. We're in this huge adoption phase right now, to where like, when's the best time to get in on something? Whenever it's still in mom's basement, right? So have you heard about Hex? How many people do you know that are involved in Hex? How many people have heard about Bitcoin? How many people are involved in Bitcoin? How many people know how Bitcoin works? So this is all like mom's basement rarity knowledge, right? So yeah, it's like I said earlier, it's been going on for 3.5 years, and it's absolutely flawless. And over time, it's making a name for itself, and just one thing after the next. As new coins come in, all of us are already aware of the typical flaws, the typical structures. We already know it all. We're surviving. We're surviving. All right. I hope you'll join me next time. Please like, subscribe, and stake your Hex. So stake out every 6 months so that you'll always have liquidity to decide what to do with, and you'll be a happy person. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here. SJ, drive safe.